I've seen so many people give Chelsea some crazy expectations for next season. That's mostly down to the rival fans and the neutral fans, where apparently after winning the Club World Cup against Paris Saint-Germain and after spending billions over the past couple of seasons, them men are putting Chelsea amongst...
They have to win the Premier League. They have to win the Champions League.
Brother, you guys need to chill. You guys need to be reasonable. You guys need to be a little bit objective. In this video, I'm going to give you the honest expectation for Chelsea for next season. Whether you're a rival fan or whether you're a Chelsea fan, these expectations which I'm putting on Chelsea are very realistic and should be met according to what they've done last season. Before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and of course comment your own thoughts. So Chelsea last season under Enzo Maresca achieved something which no one really expected them to do, especially the Club World Cup part, but I'll get to that. They finished top 4, which was a target of their own. They of course won the Conference League, which was pretty much a given with the competition which they had around them, and of course the biggest achievement of them all was winning the Club World Cup against Paris Saint-Germain, over the likes of Real Madrid, over the likes of Bayern Munich, and of course Manchester City, which let's be real, that exceeded expectations completely. So heading into the next season, with the signing which they've made so far in Liam Delap, in Joao Pedro, in Gittings, and potentially more in the next couple of weeks, the expectation for next season is a bit different to what it was last season, but not to the crazy extent where now I'm expecting Chelsea to win the Premier League or the Champions League after pretty much just scraping the top 4 in the last game week against Forest. Let's be real. Let's be reasonable. Let's be objective. The first target for Chelsea for next season, let's start with the Premier League. I'm not expecting Chelsea to win the Premier League next season, and I don't think anyone is. I think Chelsea will compete for next season, which most people have, especially Chelsea fans. I don't think Chelsea fans have Chelsea winning the Premier League next season. Let's be real, yeah? Liverpool are the Premier League champions, and so far they've added crazy amount of players. Frimpong, Kirkis, Georgie, Words, Ikitike, and potentially Rodrigo. So everyone has pretty much Liverpool going back to back. Then you've got City after a very poor last season. Look at the players which they've added. Reijenders, Cherki, Nouri, and more players coming forward. Then you've got Arsenal after once again finished second. Look at the players which they've added. The likes of Victor, Nani, Zubimendi, and potentially more players. So Chelsea adding Gittins, adding Liam Delap, adding Joao Pedro, yes, it's better than last season. But I feel like for Chelsea this season, last season, at one point, they were first. At one point, you felt like, especially around Jan and Feb, you had people saying, oh, could Chelsea do it? But bro, after that, they faded away completely, and you could see they were pretty much trying to concentrate for the Conference League. I would say a realistic expectation for the Premier League next season would be Chelsea competing to the last game week, and I would say they should aim to be under 8 points from first place. I don't think they'll finish top place, but if they finish amongst the top 3, top 2, pretty much 5, 6, 7 points above top place, try to compete to game week 34, 35. That should be a very good target for then the following season, which they should be aiming to win the Premier League. Next season, it's not a Premier League or bust. The following season is a Premier League or bust, from my personal opinion. The second target is the Champions League. Yes, after beating the best team in the world 3-0, dominating Paris Saint-Germain, I don't think they will end up winning the Champions League next season. Let's be real, yeah? The Champions League is a completely different beast to the Club World Cup, where Chelsea pretty much played the Brazilian teams in the knockout stage. With the Champions League, it's not going to be that case. But I still expect Chelsea to do something next season. I feel like they've got the players that can create a difference in the knockout stage. They already did it at the Conference League. Yes, complete different opponents, but they've got the experience now, especially also going on to win the Club World Cup. And I feel like that's going to benefit them for next season. The Champions League has changed. It's not the group stages from A to G or A to W. Brother, now it's a league phase. Now you have to be smart, but at the same time, it comes down to luck. Look, Liverpool finished first in the league phase of the Champions League, and the round of 16 matchup was Paris Saint-Germain, which isn't pretty much fair. You just have to be lucky who you get in the knockout stage, but make sure you finish amongst the top 8, which I think Chelsea can do. A realistic target for Chelsea for next season is minimum reaching the quarterfinals. Anything above the quarterfinals, like reaching the semi-finals, reaching the final, winning the Champions League, is pretty much exceeding expectations. No one ever thought they would do that. And I don't think anyone has got Chelsea win the Champions League next season. But reaching the quarterfinals should be the bar minimum, should be the standard. And I think that should be the priority for next season. Anything plus is a bonus, but the quarterfinals should be a priority for next season, as simple as that. However, outside of the Premier League and the Champions League, I've got some other targets for Chelsea to achieve for next season. For me, that should be a given. For me, that should be a priority. The first one is winning a cup competition. Last season, they lost in the 4th round of the League Cup and the FA Cup, one to Brighton, one to Newcastle. For next season, they should try to aim to win a cup competition. It has to be either the FA Cup or the League Cup. I don't want to see a moment next season where I see Enzo Maresca just change the whole team if they reach the semi-finals or quarterfinals of the FA Cup or League Cup. Nah, brother. You have to be there to win it. And I personally think winning the cup competition, either one of them, should be the standard for next season. As simple as that. Last but not least, for me, the biggest target for Chelsea next season, that's if they want to be close to win the Premier League, win as many games as possible in the Premier League, is they have to be very consistent and way better against the top 6 away from home. Last season at home was pretty decent. Their only loss was at home to City at the first game week. Then after that, they drew against Arsenal. But towards the end of the season, they beat Spurs, they beat Liverpool, they beat United. But their biggest problem last season was the away record, where they could barely pick up a win only against Spurs. They lost against Liverpool. They drew against United. How the hell can you draw against United last season, brother? A win against United should be something that is a given, bro. It should be charity at this point. You beat Spurs 4-3, which isn't really an achievement. That should be a given as well, especially because they finished 17th in the Premier League last season. You lost against City, you lost against Arsenal. For that reason, heading into next season, Chelsea need to do way better against the top 6 teams, especially away from home. You can't be drawing against United at Old Trafford. You have to beat these kind of teams. When was it that Chelsea, if you guys remember, went to Etihad, went to Anfield, went to Emirates and picked up a massive win? Bro, you would think about 3 to 4 to 5 years ago. Chelsea for next season, if they want to compete for the Premier League, they have to go away, difficult grounds, pick up a late win. You know what I mean? Imagine the fans celebrating a last-minute winner at Anfield or Emirates or Etihad. Bro, that's what Chelsea need to do, and they must focus for that for next season. However, the top 6 is not the only thing which they need to concentrate on. Last season, Chelsea's away record wasn't really the best. I already mentioned how many losses they had against the top 6 side. Imagine that they lost against Newcastle, they lost against Aston Villa, they lost against Brighton last season, away from home. Bro, for next season, these kind of games are so crucial because these kind of games pretty much dictate where you will finish in the league standing. So, in conclusion, these are my expectations for Chelsea for next season. I expect Chelsea to compete for the Premier League. I don't think they'll win the league. I think they'll compete for the league. Hopefully try to reach game week 34, game week 35, be very close to the person who does win the Premier League, and maybe have a little about 4 to 5, 6 point separation between them. In the Champions League, I expect Chelsea to reach the quarterfinals. If they go to the semi-finals, if they win the Champions League, my goodness gracious, I don't think it will happen, but it will be an amazing achievement if they did. For next season, I do expect Chelsea to win a cup competition, whether that's the FA Cup or the League Cup. But for me, the biggest target for Chelsea for next season should be go away to Etihad, go away to Anfield, to Emirates, and pick up a win there, bro. They should be winning at Old Trafford. They should be winning at St. James Park. They should be going away to Brighton or away to Bournemouth and picking up a W. And that should be the biggest priority. Their away record needs to be way better compared to what last season. Bro, you can't be losing to Ipswich 2-0, bro, away from home. You can't be picking a draw against Crystal Palace, bro. Their away record needs to improve. Winning a competition must happen. Quarterfinals of the Champions League, it has to be a given. And competing for the Premier League, try to be about 6 point separation should be a given. These are my expectation, the realistic expectation for Chelsea heading into next season. Put down in the comments what your expectation should be for Chelsea for next season. Be honest. Chelsea fans, be honest, yeah? Don't be,
if we finish top 4, that should be...
No. Put that gimmick in the bag, bro. That was last season. That's not next season, bro. You can't be telling me top 4. Competing is a realistic expectation. And for rival fans, you can't be telling me they have to win it because they spent $1 billion. Brother, the billion gimmick needs to end, bro. And then beating Paris Saint-Germain, it's got nothing to do with them trying to win the Premier League. Winning the Premier League should be the target 2 years from now. Next season should be competing. So put down in the comments your expectation. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We've hit 10K, which is absolutely massive. Let's go to the next target, which is 20K. And I'll see you soon with another video of which club expectations should be for next season. Peace.